In the headlines, National Assembly set to pass 2023 budget. Labour Party appoints Akin Oshutokun to replace Doyin Okupe as DG Presidential Campaign Counsel. Death toll from Calabar Carnival accident rises to 7. And away from Nigeria, United Nations chief says Burkina Faso military government had no ground to expel envoy. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. Now the details. Barring any last-minute change, the National Assembly will consider and pass the 2023 budget on Wednesday. President Muhammadu Buhari laid the proposal before a joint session of the Assembly on October 7. Last Thursday, the Senate adjourned consideration of their budget to Wednesday. President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawal, explained that the proposals had some problems which appropriation committees had to reconcile and clean up before passage. The 20.5 trillion naira 2023 budget is tagged Budget of Fiscal Sustainability and Transition. We're now being joined by Nsikak Evans, who is monitoring proceedings at the House of Representatives. Hello, Nsikak.
Hello, Mr. Young.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. Well, if you can hear me, just go ahead and give us an update on the situation right now at the House of Assembly regarding the passing of the 2023 budget.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please. So give us a situation report on what the situation is right now at the National Assembly.
Okay, as I'm speaking to you right now, all is set for the House to pass the 20.5 trillion 2023 appropriation bill into law. As we speak to you right now, the lawmakers are on seat, and of course, ordinarily, the event was supposed to have started for 11 a.m. I know it's just past 12. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, disclosed this last week Thursday that the House will adjourn till today. And the House had initially planned to pass the 2023 budget before proceeding for their Christmas and New Year break, but it was postponed to tidy up some gray areas. And although I had a chat with some lawmakers, which they blamed the delay on the 2022 budget, the finance bill and supplementary appropriation bill recently transmitted to the National Assembly for consideration and passage, although there were insinuations that the final amount to be presented may not be increased above 300 billion threshold with a view to capture some of the resolution passed on provisions of infrastructure, including safety net for flood victims, fixing of deplorable roads, power, education, among others. So I'm hoping that by the time the Speaker comes in, they'll be able to, consider the whole thing. Because let's not forget that the President, during the presentation of the budget proposed for a joint session, expressed grave concern of the budget in terms of government-owned enterprises and caution against undue hike in the budget.
All right, so are we also expecting to see a passing of the finance bill as well?
Yes, let's not forget that the President Wednesday transmitted the finance bill, but we are hoping that by the time it's passed, they will go to the committee on the whole, and then the development, the uncertainty that the maintenance, we are not so sure if the House will be able to meet up with the January to December budget cycle, which is the current 9th National Assembly, to restore this over the past 3 years. But hopefully, by the time the National Assembly passes and transmits the budget back to the executive, the relevant ministries, especially the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, usually to scrutinize the content before the President is going to sign it into law. So hopefully, by the time the House sits, and because this is happening concurrently at the Senate, so it's going to be a concurrent event that we're hoping that it's passed and gazetted, it will be sent to the executive for further action.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Nsikak, for the updates. We'll continue to follow up
so much.
as it unfolds. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, now moving on. Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council has announced the appointment of Akin Oshutokun as the new Director General of the Obi Datti campaign. Oshutokun's appointment followed the resignation of Doyin Okupe as the Director General after his conviction for money laundering charges by an Abuja Federal High Court. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman reports.
Announcing the appointment at the strategic meeting with Labour Party candidates, PCC members and other stakeholders in Abuja on Tuesday, the national chairman of the party, Julius Abure, said the appointment became necessary after the resignation of Okupe. Akin Oshutokun is former managing director of the News Agency of Nigeria. He also served as political advisor to former President Olusegun Obasanjo. He was appointed director of the presidential campaign of the People's Democratic Party in 2011. Oshutokun writes columns for a national daily. Party leaders said that even though the party will miss the wealth of experience of Dr. Okupe, they have no option than to accept his resignation in good faith.
Because we appreciate the fact that we must employ federal character as is enshrined in the Constitution and all of that. And so having put all of this into consideration and having consulted widely, we have come to the inevitable conclusion to replace the DG with Akin Oshutokun.
Abure stated that Oshutokun, who before his appointment was the zonal coordinator of the PCC in the Southwest, has the capacity and experience to drive the Obi Datti campaign to success.
Our campaign strategy has not changed. It remains the same thing, trying to say a new Nigeria is possible. We can build a new Nigeria. We can build a new Nigeria where Nigerians are happy, where Nigerians have a means of livelihood and live in their nation, hopefully that things will get better, because hope is what drives every process.
Okupe's resignation followed a judgment by the Federal High Court in Abuja, which found him guilty of receiving 240 million cash from former National Security Advisor NSA Samba Dasuki. Okupe, however, paid 13 million naira fine same day he was convicted to escape languishing in jail. He afterward resigned from the campaign council. Justice Ijeoma Ojukwu, in her ruling on Monday, held that the action of Okupe, who is the first defendant in the suit filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, violated the Money Laundering Act. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Governor David Umahi has directed the immediate arrest and prosecution of State APC Chairman Stanley Emega and the candidate for Afikpo North, Afikpo South Federal Constituency, Eni Uduma Chima, for their roles in the murder of 3 persons in Ekoli, Eda. Governor Umahi gave the directives during an on-the-spot assessment of the level of damages in the area. According to a statement by his special aide, Chuks Oko, the governor also directed the Commissioner of Police to arrest all those connected with the carnage and ensure they face justice. The governor, while announcing the suspension of all social gatherings in Eda until normalcy returns, urged the Commissioner of Police to saturate the area with security presence to forestall further breakdown of law and order. As at the time of filing this report, the whole Ekoli Eda has been cordoned off by the combined team of police, army, and the Bubuyagu security outfit. The Federal Road Safety Corps has confirmed 7 persons dead and 29 injured in an incident that occurred during the annual Calabar Carnival on Tuesday. The sector commander of the Corps, Maikano Hassan, who confirmed the incident to the News Agency of Nigeria, said the accident occurred in front of the Jumaat Mosque in Bogobiri in the capital city of Cross River during the bikers' activity of the carnival. He said the injured were rushed to Naval Hospital and the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital for medical attention, while the remains of the dead had been deposited in the 2 hospitals. According to him, the incident occurred when a Toyota Camry lost control and rammed into a crowd of onlookers, while sympathizers with the victims, in a statement signed by his special advisor on media, Governor Ayade, ordered for an immediate investigation and discontinuation of the bikers' parade in honor of the victims. He promised to bring to book whoever is responsible for the unfortunate incident, and Daily Trust reporter Ayo Charles gives an update on the incident.
As the carnival event, the bikers segment of it was to commence at about 4 p.m. when the governor came. So we received some information that a Camry car lost control around Bogobiri area. Bogobiri is where you have large settlements of non-indigens, like the Hausa, the Fulani people. So this car lost control and rammed into spectators of the carnival, as well as hawkers and other bystanders. So in the process, he killed a handful of them. The number was not very certain. So there was public reaction, public anger. So we are told that those whose children were affected came out angrily, allegedly stabbed some of the people, but the driver of that Camry car escaped. So there was public reaction, which led to deaths of several people, including the spectators. I spoke with the Commissioner of Police yesterday, and he confirmed that he personally took charge of evacuating the bodies and those who were seriously injured to 3 hospitals in Calabar, including the teaching hospital. And then later, the state governor, Professor Ben Ayade, issued a statement ordering that the investigation should commence to see how the Camry driver was able to beat security people and drove against the traffic into where it was clearly marked out as the carnival route.
One person was said to have died, while 12 others sustained varying degrees of injuries when the bus they were traveling in crashed into a petrol tanker at Otedola Bridge on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway on Tuesday evening. The passengers, including the deceased, were trapped inside the Hiace bus for hours before the arrival of operatives of the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, who rescued them from the trapped vehicle. General Manager Lasma Bolaji Oregba, who confirmed the incident, said that 12 passengers on board the ill-fated vehicle were rescued. He, however, warned motorists, particularly commercial bus drivers, to always ensure that their vehicle are in good conditions before embarking on any journey within or outside the state. The management of Kaduna Electricity Distribution Company has denied media reports that 11 persons lost their lives in last Wednesday's power surge in the Gwargwaje area of Zaria in Kaduna State. The company, which distributes electricity to Kaduna, Kebbi, Sokoto and Zamfara State, insisted that 6 people were killed in the incident. Daily Trust reports that a high-tension line had snapped on a low-tension line, which resulted in an overload voltage supply in the Gwargwaje area of Zaria, which sparked an inferno that engulfed some houses, claiming lives and leaving many injured. The ward head of Ungweng Malam Shuaibu, one of the affected areas in Gwargwaje, Malam Bature Aliyu, told our correspondent that about 20 people lost their lives, a figure the management of Kaduna Electric Company disputes. Speaking on Tuesday, the head of the corporate communication of Kaduna Electric, that's Abdulaziz Abdullahi, said that the company's investigations so far revealed that 6 persons lost their lives, adding that the company's officials had visited Gwargwaje community and met with families of the affected persons on 3 occasions to commiserate with them and gather relevant information on the incident. While expressing its condolences to the families of the deceased, the management of Kaduna Electric Company stated that it had taken measures to avert a reoccurrence and had also gathered detailed information on all those who sustained injuries or lost properties. Residents of Kaduna say despite the introduction and formal launch of the new Naira notes, the redesigned denominations remain out of reach for many Nigerians. While few have cited the new notes, many are yet to see them, let alone transacting with them. They are therefore calling for improved circulation of the notes. Bello Musa reports.
The redesigned new Naira notes were made available to deposit money banks across the country by the Central Bank of Nigeria, but Nigerians hardly see them in circulation.
Nothing is not in circulation, forget. It's not. Yeah, so far, I think the other day I went to withdraw from my bank. I don't think I'm at liberty to mention the name of the bank, but I was told that they told me there at the counter that they don't have the new currency, so.
Never see, I don't even go bank severally to even request for the new currency. Day. No. I think the problem we are having now, even the old currency, when you go to the bank, the limits they will give you is like 20,000 and they will tell you that there is no money.
However, to some, the scarcity is associated with the cashless policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria.
There are no scarcity as one. It's something that is just coming into the system. I know by the time we enter January, the CBN is going to make it available, because she made this explanation yesterday to the House of Rep member that this is the amount they are going to print so far, and it's going to be in circulation. We should give them time. It's going to be in circulation.
The money is scarce. Well, probably the CBN is just trying to see how they can introduce the money into circulation. But when you look at it, the reason why the CBN actually redesigned the Naira was actually because there are excess money in circulation. And so if the CBN haven't said that there are excess money in circulation, we now go about to release excess of this new redesigned currency, then it means that the policy is actually it's going to be it's counterproductive.
According to CBN, the all Naira note will cease to be legal tender on the 31st January 2023, but non-availability of the new Naira note is pushing residents to call for extension of the deadline.
To extend the time, not even maybe April or June next year. I think the money, the currency, the new currency would have been in circulation very much by then. We're still appealing to government to still extend the time.
Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, had on October 26 announced policy to redesign 200, 500, and 1,000 Naira notes. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at why Abuja relaxation sports are centers of attraction. Details of this and more after the break.
The FCT administration strongly joins its voice to condemn in its entirety the nefarious activities of killer code groups existing in our communities and schools, which runs contrary to social norms and values, especially the wanton attacks and most times killings of innocent citizens and destabilizing public peace, as well as destruction of property. This is why the FCT administration is appealing to parents, guardians, community and religious leaders to join the FCT authority to eradicate cultism and bullying out of our communities and schools, especially in the Federal Capital Territory. Anyone caught in this unwholesome, barbaric and uncivilized act will be dealt with in accordance with the law. The FCT administration, under the leadership and watch of the honorable ministers, will not allow cultism and bullying in the territory. To be forewarned is to be forearmed.
That's great. It's good to see you. Thanks for staying with us. This is Trust News Update. Here's a look at the top stories again. National Assembly set to pass 2023 budget. Labour Party appoints Akin Oshuntoku to replace Doyin Okupe as DG Presidential Campaign Counsel. Now, chaotic traffic gridlocks in Abuja have disappeared as many residents traveled out to spend Christmas and the festive period elsewhere. Kabir Lawal reports that commercial drivers are lamenting low patronage. The report.
Vehicular traffic and gridlock are common sights in Abuja on a typical working day, with civil servants and other employees rushing to their offices. However, during festive period, free flow of traffic is noticeable. Commercial motorists in FCT say they are recording low patronage even as the festive period celebration continues.
You know, the more people are in town, the more the business will move well. So many people have traveled and we just have few people in the town. So the business is not so much. As you can see, since morning I've been staying here for over 2 hours now. I have not gone to a trip. So the business really comes down.
Some Abuja residents also said the Christmas celebration has made everywhere to be scanty.
But sometimes the price will be high. Sometimes the price will be lower.
It's moving smoothly, only due to the financial scarcity in the country generally. So many people want to travel, but because of money and because of the transport fare that got increased.
People who have traveled to see their loved ones said they prefer to travel where they are unlikely to be struck in traffic.
Thank God, everything is reducing by day, so we thank God.
We have been recording low patronage since the beginning of the celebration, and this has actually made our park to be scanty because people have already traveled. The few ones here have never complained. Either they said they like the security consciousness going on at the garage. Commercial drivers also said high cost of fuel is a source of worry for them, asking government to look into the issue. Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Festive period holidays create opportunities for families to spend time together. Relaxation sports and amusement parks are centers of attraction during Christmas and New Year celebrations. Noel Sampson visits Abuja Millennium Park, where families unwind with their loved ones. The report.
For some families, Christmas celebration is a period that helps to keep families connected in a special way. Relaxation spots like this park is a natural choice to spend quality time away from work.
It's a pleasure to be here this afternoon. I just want to be here to relax with my family and also with my aged mother. To give God all the glory. We thank God to a blessed day like this. And also a gathering.
I'm here with my kids. Today is one of the public holidays declared by federal government. So this is a Christmas period when we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. So in all things, we should give praise to him. So we are here, particularly myself, I'm here because of my kids. They wanted to come outside to relax, so I brought them to this place. Certainly, we have stayed for a few days at home, so it will be worthwhile going back to work.
Everybody has what they are doing, so at least this festive period is the only time that at least we can out of our whole business and everything. So this festive is really time we can spend time with each other and catch up.
I'm here to just have a fun, instead of staying at home, at least to relax here, to view and be with people again. I'm happy because I'm alive, so it's enough to be glorified unto God.
Visitors say the little rest here revitalizes and strengthens them.
We'll have enough holidays now, starting from, that was on 25th today. At least I have enough rest.
For God to make it to be a successful and for it to be done in peace, and for the managers of our economy, possibly the new leader that will emerge, should rescue us from the present situation and make it better for everyone in 2023.
Evenings are especially nice to enjoy the beautiful lights at the park, but most family members come in daytime following directives to parks and relaxation spots in Abuja to close by 7 p.m. in view of the prevailing security situation. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And away from Nigeria, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has expressed his confidence in Barbara Manzi, the most senior UN official in Burkina Faso, who was ordered to leave the country by the government. Guterres, in a statement, said that he had full confidence in UN system in Burkina Faso, as well as in Manzi's commitment and professionalism. Burkina Faso's military government, in a statement on Friday, ordered Manzi to leave the country immediately without giving a reason. According to media reports, the Burkina Faso Foreign Ministry cited Manzi's decision to withdraw non-essential staff from the capital, Ouagadougou, as its justification for declaring her persona non grata. However, the UN chief pointed out in his statement that the doctrine of persona non grata does not apply to United Nations officials. The statement went on to explain that UN staff members have the right to remain in Burkina Faso in order to perform their functions on behalf of the organization. He reiterated the commitment of the United Nations to continue to engage with the transitional authorities in Burkina Faso and to support the country and its people. For years, Burkina Faso has suffered from political instability and saw 2 military coups in 2022 alone. And that's a wrap on Trust News Update. Watch more via all our social media platforms and also on our YouTube channel. I am Ayuba. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.